Ladies and gentlemen, I'm reading a Newsweek article, Key Moments from Donald Trump's Nevada Rally. And it's very interesting. He predicts indictment for himself, and prior to that, indictment for Hunter, the president's son, for obvious, graft and bribery within the emails. Well, actually, no. Tax issues and a firearms charge, which are going to be likely the plea deal or the indictments to circumvent the actual issue that Republicans in Congress, when they take over Congress, the House, and almost certainly the Senate, the big issues are graft and bribery. 150 plus financial transactions deemed suspicious by banks, according to CBS News. And emails the Daily Mail and especially the New York Post, not the Washington, New York Post broke this story on, and Twitter suspended the New York Post 2 years ago because the entire American political system and establishment props up and defends one political party, the Democratic Party, and tries to silence and suppress any information detrimental to their political side. But anyway, and they're the ones who claim Trump is the authoritarian. But anyway, he predicted that he would get indicted as a pretext, that Hunter would get indicted as a pretext to the DOJ and Merrick Garland indicting him. So here, during the speech, he bragged about the size of the crowd and suggested the Department of Justice may prosecute President Joe Biden's son Hunter as a pretext to prosecuting him. Okay, so hit subscribe to this channel. We're going to talk about this right now. I'll have a live stream tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific time, ladies and gentlemen. To my live stream, to my viewers, your support is greatly appreciated. We have the best time during the live stream. We have amazing people. It's awesome. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're going to zoom past 200,000 subs within a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We have the Durham Probe Special Counsel in 2 days, ladies and gentlemen. Tuesday, he'll get a conviction. 1 conviction out of 5 at least. He'll get at least 1, okay? If he doesn't, it's like the man would be completely inept. But again, John Durham already put in prison a bureau official, okay? So it's not like he's new to all of this, and he got a plea deal. So, he got 1 conviction. And people say, oh, nothing's ever going to happen. It's like, well, Rome wasn't built in a day. You have Trump going after a very corrupt political establishment, media, Democratic Party, and Republicans like Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan and Kinzinger and Cheney, who voted over 90% plus alongside Trump. But anyway, hit subscribe to this channel. Let's talk about this Newsweek. The Newsweek article I read, where he talks about, he kind of hints that, hey, you know what? Hunter is going to be indicted just so Democrats and the Justice Department can say, look, well, we went after Hunter, we're going to go after you too. We're completely fair and honest. Here's the problem with that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Hunter did commit crimes. Trump didn't. There's a difference. Hillary did. Trump didn't. Trump doesn't need James Comey. And watch the shorts on this channel. Watch my latest short with President Obama exonerating Trump in 2016 and Comey exonerating Trump in 2016 also. Okay? There's a difference between Democrats and Trump, okay? Hillary had siphoned classified data onto servers outside of the United States government. It's an obvious crime. You don't need James Comey to tell you what is and what isn't a crime. He actually did state that Clinton broke the law. That's within the short on this channel. You can hear his words, not mine. Clinton did break the law. Okay, and I want a Hillary Trump 2024. I think that's what's going to take place. I'd vote for Trump a million times over, but I think that's what's going to take place, and for a lot of reasons I want that. But anyway, Comey stated Hillary broke the law. Okay, those are his words. You can hear him on the short, 23,000 views or so already on this channel. You can't siphon classified data onto servers. It is a crime. You wouldn't even be able to get a job at Microsoft or McDonald's or anywhere with a private server that you set up siphoning out the corporation's data. Okay? We wouldn't be able to say, oh, it's yoga. You know what? That's a cybersecurity nightmare. They made a complete mockery of classified data. Okay. And then you can hear President Obama saying, well, there's classified and classified. Okay. So they don't care about classified information. They care about it when it's anyone other than a Democrat mishandling the information. Trump is a president with the power to declassify anything, with the authority. He was, as president, capable of seeing anything. He had the highest security clearance, and they already know how he obtained the documents. Nobody knows how Clinton was able to transfer, from a cybersecurity perspective, classified data onto those secret servers. Everyone knows how Trump obtained the documents, whether they're classified, top secret, or whatever. He was president. He's already protected by Supreme Court precedent. They have not indicted Trump because he did not commit a crime. Now, they could indict him knowing they lose in court in the future, but he did not commit a crime because he has precedent. Bill Clinton had a sock drawer full of classified data. I mean, these people are like hilarious. You have classified, you have servers, sock drawers, you have people like President Obama has 30 million pages of unclassified documents that were supposed to have already been digitized and on the internet and a virtual library. The National Archives apparently doesn't care about that. But, and how do you get 30 million unclassified documents? That's nonsense. Okay, but Democrats love to hide within the bureaucratic system and just say things. They believe anything. They'll believe anything as long as a person in authority tells them something. So, Trump didn't commit a crime. They already could have indicted him. He removed the top secret data. He had it at Mar-a-Lago. They don't need to investigate. They are investigating for public relations purposes, specifically to interfere and influence in the midterms. They did that with the Mueller probe in 2018. Why do you think they went into Mar-a-Lago? They already knew he had those boxes. It was an informant. Ooh, an informant. There's an informant now on trial for lying. The Bureau doesn't even need an actual reason. They just need any pretext. And, I have to go after Trump. And Democrats, you're talking about low information voters, they'll believe anything. You're talking about the most gullible people on the planet just because they despise Trump. They'll believe anything. Okay, he's a Kremlin operative? Really? Oh my God. And then there's egg on their face, but they don't care. They just wipe it off. They don't know what hypocrisy is. So, he removed the data. He had it outside the U.S. government. He's a former president. They can't indict him. And that's the reality of the situation. But they're investigating because one day, maybe, for public relations purposes. With Hunter, with Clinton, they didn't indict because James Comey said, well, she did break laws. No reasonable prosecutor would indict. So you had the director of the Bureau going to bat for a Democrat. Okay, some people are above the law. They're called Hillary and Hunter. So Hunter, if he gets indicted, it should be for the actual crimes of graft and bribery. If he gets indicted, it'll be public relations, likely, or if he gets a plea deal, likely to circumvent the eventual investigations in the House. Because Democrats will say, well, we already indicted him. What's the problem? It's like, no. You only indicted him on the least of all the criminal activity. That's obvious. It's obvious. You have Caligula running rampant and Joe completely clueless and Democrats siphoning data onto servers. I mean, it's like a complete madhouse to the left of center. But see, again, media doesn't care. They'll just justify anything because they despise Trump. We had record low poverty. If you were a socialist who despises Trump, he's authoritarian. We had record low poverty, and Trump doesn't care what you say. He won't censor you. He doesn't want a ministry of truth. It's Democrats who have poverty increasing to over 15% now. We had a 10.5% poverty rate, the lowest on record under Trump. And the economy, oil prices are going up. WTI and Brent are approaching $100 in a recession, where shipping and trade has plummeted, okay? We're in a recession where oil will go up also because OPEC has cut production by 2 million barrels. And this is alongside Joe pumping and releasing 180 to 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves just to make up for his failed policies. So he had terrible, terrible policies in terms of energy. And so now you have oil still going up. You have the market that's going to crash even more. We have a geopolitical nightmare that nobody wants to do anything about except ratchet up. I mean, Trump is 100% right. You need to negotiate, or else you face nuclear Armageddon. See, again, I don't even think a lot of Democrats would care. They'll take nuclear Armageddon as long as Trump isn't in office. It's like not only a cult, it's like this religion. It's like this doomsday religious cult called the Democratic Party. They'll take nuclear annihilation as long as we don't have Trump. I mean, that's what you're dealing with. But anyway, with Hunter and Hillary, they did commit crimes. So they investigated those people, but they just couldn't find anything. And honestly, you know what? There's tax issues with Hunter. It's like, well, no, actually, you're not indicting him on the 150 suspicious financial transactions with hundreds of millions of dollars worth of income, or tens of millions of income, and hundreds of millions to billions of commerce that he was a part of that involved potential graft or bribery schemes that are actually within the emails that the New York Post published that, of course, Twitter suspended. The only time Twitter suspends anyone is because there's no rebuttal to what the expert says, to what the New York Post says. They suspend and censor and silence because they don't want to issue a rebuttal. There is no rebuttal. When they call something information that misinforms, that means another viewpoint that contradicts or undermines their own viewpoint, using logic, facts, data, everything. It's not that people are really being misinformed. What they've redefined as a person being misinformed is a person that distrusts or is suspicious of the Democratic Party, which everyone with a functioning brain cell should be. Again, I'm not enamored with the Republican Party. I like Trump, Donald, and DeSantis, and Tulsi Gabbard. I like human beings. I don't like people who have devoted their souls to a political party, or to this groupthink, this stupid groupthink. But anyway, they could very well indict Hunter and then say, well, Trump is next. It's only fair. But that wouldn't work out because you'd still have impeachment of Joe. And everybody on the planet would know they're just going after Trump. And everybody understands what it's like to be picked on. Okay? Trump is not the bully. They're trying to bully him. He's fighting back very effectively, and they just can't stand it. Democrats want to either silence or crush you or intimidate you. That's how they roll. That's how the Bush Republicans did things. The problem is you can't do any of those things to Trump. So... And that's why they call him an authoritarian and all of this stuff. Okay, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. I'll be here tonight at 6 p.m. for the live stream.